Hello and welcome to Fake News Show. I'm Frank Donga, your host. On this show, we're going to be talking about everything about fake news. What is fake news? Where is this from? What does it do? How does it affect us individually or as a nation? Things like this and many more are what you're going to be hearing on this show. We have loads of fun for you. Entertainment information, statistics on fake news, and comedy sketches. What have you? Stay with us, don't go anywhere. Fasten your seatbelts and come on this ride with us on Fake News Show. There's growing concern about fake news all over the world. In fact, fake news has been held responsible for a lot of chaos in business, especially in politics, and sometimes in entertainment, where it is sometimes used for some clout chasing, publicity stunts, and PR things. Fake news is just a start today. Fake news has also been blamed for a lot of ethnic violence, political chaos, even currency inflation. In fact, some people probably heard about fake news recently, especially when the US president started branding some media establishments as vendors of fake news, fake news, fake news, fake news. But it didn't just start today, all right? A recent survey made us understand that fake news costs us a lot of money globally. A report published by Professor Roberto Cavazos from the University of Baltimore in the United States of America, in collaboration with an Israeli company, a cybersecurity company, they found out after their research that fake news cost global economy $78 billion every year. That'll be small money with that too. But fake news did not start today. Not be now that they use fake news in business things. For example, as far back as 36, the New York Sun newspaper or publication had this report in it where they reported that a particular British scientist doing a research in South Africa will look through his telescope to the moon. And guess what they were reporting that this scientist found on the moon? This publication reported that this scientist found bat-like men flying on the moon, just going about their business, enjoying themselves, gathering fruits, and gisting with other creatures that were like goats with blue skin. Of course, people chop them. Sensation. People started reading the newspaper. They started going for it. They knew that those times, there was no GSM. There was no internet. In fact, there was no telephone. So they realized that to confirm that story or to debunk it will take a lot of people, a lot of time. It will take time before they debunk it. So they put out that news such that their sales for the newspaper jumped per day, one sale per day, jumped from 8,000 copies to about 19,000 copies. So you see, it's not today that fake news started being used to push business. And fake news really costs us money. We now go to the street and ask people a few questions on the street. Do they even know how fake news affects business? Do businesses use fake news? What about the trader on the street and the buyer? Do we also sometimes carry messages or information that is not accurate to get what we want in business? Let's go now on the streets and ask people what they think. After this, we'll be back with more information for you. Let's go.
Don't spread it, never ever do. Spreading fake news is a bad something.
Don't spread it, never ever do. Spreading fake news is a bad something. Whether you be worker, whether you be student, farmer or lawyer, stop carrying the rumor, spreading the gist, confirm if it's true. Whether you be governor, whether you be senator or minister or president, stop turning the figure, hiding the fact or lying to the citizens too.
Don't spread it, never ever do. Spreading fake news is a bad something. Don't spread it, never ever do. Spreading fake news is a bad something.
Seller.
Then they tell many lies, but most of the time, I don't listen to them.
Now sellers,
I tell me, maybe them buy something like 300 naira inside market. If you ask them, maybe they will tell you them about it 7,000 naira, understand? Maybe you put 500 on top before they sell it for you. That kind of lie, understand? That's what they like.
I can't judge. It's just like police and politician. We are the same thing.
Me I be businessman. I me dey like pass so. I dey like my own, no be small thing. Sometimes I go buy market same price. I will carry the 5 ones, put this place 1,500. The ones wey no 5 put this place 1,000 naira. But na same price wey I buy am.
Bro, I don't buy wares where we say I go another store. The price it dey very cheap. I get people wey be say they sell wares, but they dey into wares. But if I tell them say na this price I buy am, they go tell me say they don scam me o.
But because of say I wan make up our money, so that one 1,500. If you come and show you the one wey no fine 1,000 naira, the one wey fine 1,500. You got to buy that 1,500.
You see yourself there? Which one you be? Are you the trader or you are the customer? Are the information that is not true to extort more money from the consumer? Or carrying Zobo info to wine seller so that they can get it for cheap? Which one are you? Any form of misinformation or disinformation? Fake news. So now we're going to be exploring how fake news or misinformation or disinformation, rumors, gist or gossip, whatever you want to call it, how does it affect business? We have someone special in the studio joining me for this interview right now. He's the senior fellow of CDD West Africa. He's joining us in the studio. I'll be talking with Professor Jibo Ibrahim on fake news or disinformation or misinformation and business. Let's go. Follow us. Yes, welcome back, guys. This is Fake News Show, and I'm your host, Frank Donga. On this show, you know what we do. We talk about misinformation, disinformation, rumors, what have you. Call it anything you want. Fake news and its effects, what it is, what it does, how it affects us personally and as a community. And you know, I don't tell you, say we always get better guests for this show. Same thing now. Now the person I have in the studio with me to discuss the effect that fake news has on business is no other person but someone well-grounded in international economics and also political science. He's Professor Jibo Ibrahim. He is the CDD Senior Fellow, that's the Center for Democracy and Development, and he's right here with us in the studio. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us. So on this show, Fake News Show, we talk about misinformation and disinformation, you know, as to take get wala, everything they cause, all those kind of things. Sir, in a nutshell, tell me what fake news is to you.
It's something that looks like news, but it's not news because it is invented, it is not true, it's fabricated, it has no basis in reality, and it is presented as if it were news, news being something that has truly happened and is being reported.
Hey, this one, when professor define things, no be small matter. I don't tell you, so that's why we have a professor in the house. So, sir, have you personally been a victim of fake news before? Have you been a victim?
No, not as a person, but as members of communities, we have all been victims of fake news.
So, if I were to ask you now, in business in particular, how does fake news or misinformation affect the business ecosystem or business generally in Nigeria?
Let me give you an example that has occurred over and over again in this country. There'll be a news item that the ones when they call Malam for South. You know them? Hausa people.
Even me, I be Malam. You be Malam. Everybody be Malam. Malam na Mr. now.
In Hausa, that Malam have been killed in Aba. The next day, people in Kano market will go and start killing Igbo traders, destroy and burn their goods, wound and kill some of them. Now, often this news that was reported was fake news. It wasn't true. It didn't happen. But it has direct consequences on people's businesses because they are running their business and suddenly they see people come and attack them and destroy their property. So that's a direct example of the way in which fake news can directly affect businesses.
How do we guard against such? How do we prevent such effects when fake news happens to our business? How do we prevent it?
It's very difficult because fake news has become very rampant. It's very common. It's done deliberately with intention to cause harm. And so much of it is already in circulation that people begin to believe it. And it becomes very difficult to persuade people that what they've had is not true. But the core issue, the main issue, is that you have to train people to be critical. That just because you hear something, you read something on WhatsApp, or you see a video on WhatsApp, and you are thinking, oh, I saw this with my 2 eyes, therefore it's true. No. What you see may have been concocted. So yes, you saw something, but what you saw was not the truth. And that's where people always run into trouble. Take WhatsApp. You may get the same news item on a WhatsApp from 10 different people. So you'll feel as if it has been confirmed because 10 different people have sent you the same message.
Sure.
So it appears as if they are all agreed. But those 10 different people are likely to be, as is often the case in WhatsApp group, from the same group or the same sets of friends or the same old school or the same church or the same Islamic organization. Therefore, they all tend to get the same type of messages. So just because you see many messages in concordance come into your WhatsApp doesn't make it true. What you need to do is to find out, okay, what's the source? Is it from a credible newspaper or a credible television station? Then you know it's more likely to be true. If it is not attributed, that is, there's nobody saying that this is the author, then you can begin to doubt, how come the author is not there? Or if you see an author that you've never had before, it's not known, then maybe somebody is faking that news item. So the key thing for me really is don't believe the evidence of your eyes and your ears until you check.
Vendor.
Customer.
Vendor.
Now you be this.
You are still selling this paper.
Hey, you are still coming here?
When you have people like me that are more informated than the newspaper you are carrying.
You get.
But I've told you, any information that people like us don't have is useless information.
Hey, now wow. I beg today, not just read alone, I beg, eh? Buy, carry, go out soon.
I can tell you that all this information you are carrying, we have more information than this. This country is in a situation of hocus cataios porous. Everything is porous focus.
Customer, I just open. This grammar is too early this morning.
Then what I'm telling you is that we need to be careful.
It's too early.
Locally and internationally, this is what going the way it's supposed to go. Have you heard? Have you heard that our people are being massacred, macheted, attacked, bamboozled? Yes, in foreign country. The international relation is not good.
But maybe they know they die because if they die, I go not put her here.
Let me tell you, information is in diverse places. That's why you need people like us that can give you correct information that is not available anywhere else but with us.
So, tell me, which information you carry come?
Have you not heard? Have you not heard that in South Africa, the issue of xenophobia, they are attacking? On my phone, I have current picture on my phone. You cannot afford to tell anybody. Current picture on my phone where they are attacking Nigerians. For internationally speaking, relationship between Nigeria and other countries is not fine.
Of course,
countries are waging war against countries.
You know me, that one a global.
Oh, you want to tell me that?
Everybody they fight everybody. Even me, I fight my wife.
You want to tell? You see, that is local relationship. We are talking of international relationship. We are talking of you and your wife. That's very local relationship.
All of us, we plan.
You need to be exposed. See, you are not exposed.
You download them. Now you know here waiting they happen for South Africa. Say that they kill our brothers. Which one you can't say today? This one no be today.
Now you know here say that
Keep xenophobia for South Africa. They don't kill our people finish for South. They kill xenophobia, John. The thing don't vex me. It vex me.
Every the same story where they tell me now.
Yes.
Shebi, I told you. He has just confirmed the corroborated, interlocuted, and stipulated the point I made.
Prof, you don't hear the matter?
I told you.
Prof, tell
A
you.
lot of people have been yesterday.
They tell me now, say, if you not do my paper, because me, for this full area, ask anybody. I can say Jado papers. Now people has seen not there, they tell us.
Calm down with Jado papers.
Let me tell you. There are information that people like us have access to that they can't even tell you the public. You understand? Information that is pure and pure. Information that is smoother and smooth. Information that is colored and black currant.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. They are attacking our people in South Africa.
In South Africa.
Even in the WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram, you will see fresh pictures in their custody of people they attacked yesterday.
Now yesterday happened.
Xenophobia and in family don't die like this.
I don't tell you. Africans are fighting foreign people. They are fighting Iraq, fighting America. It's a it's called a cold room war.
The xenophobia, you confirm saying na person abi?
Xenophobia.
And they ask you.
He is one of the victims.
Oh, now your guy.
Now my person that not from Nigeria in come go south to go hustle. When they kill her.
Yes, he hustled. He went
First of xenophobia na woman being.
He says his cousin.
I beg.
Prof, no be human being.
Na woman being abi xenophobia.
Xenophobia na what?
Xenophobia abi. I beg you I beg come carry bike. I beg, if you see, look this place, I beg. Then they carry bike there. Just tell them say you go.
They go where?
Just go first.
Guy, na
just go. Because if I beg, xenophobia for na mind now person abi. Each of you to fact check every information when you receive like this. You go fact check them. You go cross reference them from that place where you see them to another place. Not somebody go just send you WhatsApp voice notes. You go to please here. They don't give you all the news. So xenophobia na person. Prof, thank you. Thank you.
It's better to be informed
than to be bye.
Welcome back, guys. It's Fake News Show, and I'm Frank Donga, your host. I've been talking to a special person in the studio today on the topic fake news and business. How fake news affects business, locally, internationally. Now, do you think businesses sometimes spread fake news? Have we seen any situation like that where they spread fake news on their product or services? Do businesses sometimes do it?
Oh, they do a lot of that. It's very massive. Because when you, for example, propose a product that you say can cure a disease, and people buy it believing they are suffering from that disease, which will henceforth be cured, then you find yourself in a situation where you are actually killing people, proposing medicine that doesn't work. And this is not something I've imagined. There was a major issue I studied about 20 years ago. The Nigerian Broadcasting Commission banned all faith healers and herbal medicine sellers who make these claims that they can cure instantly. You notice that in Nigerian radio and television, for example, miracle cures by religious organizations is not allowed. The same about these herbal dealers who claim they have a herb or a powder that can cure everything. And what happened at that time was there were all these TV adverts and radio adverts. And the NBC, the Nigerian Broadcasting Commission, brought in leading experts in all these fields to find out, are these claims true or false? And when they were studied, it was discovered that most of the claims were fake.
You said about the incidents that the NBC placed a restriction on the announcement or advertisements of such things. Public television. Are we not indirectly stifling our ability and the herbs and the medication of our forefathers? How do we balance that?
The balance is very simple and easy. If you can prove your medicine is effective, then you'd be allowed. And then they were challenged, come and prove it. And they couldn't prove it because they will call them to the National medical council, bring somebody suffering from the disease you say you can cure, say, oh yeah, do it. And you say it works 100%. So it's very easy to prove. I think the point must be made, and that's what you are suggesting, that some of these herbal treatments work. Some of them are effective. We know that. But the problem is the majority of them are fake. They are charlatans who just want to make money out of people who actually don't know anything about the field, because a real herbalist, for example, would have trained over a very long time. Maybe his father was a herbalist, he understudied the father for 20, 30 years, and therefore has built up a lot of knowledge before they go into the business on their own. But some others will just come and say, okay, I need to make money. Nigerians, they believe anything. So you just announce, okay, this cures this. And then, so that's what you need to stop in society, because it can be very harmful to society.
You are grounded in international economics, and I'm going to ask this question because of that, sir. Fake news and issues of viability or rate of returns or the worth of stocks. We've seen people borrow money, jump into buying stocks, and all of a sudden they discovered it wasn't as healthy as they thought. And that happens in the world of business, doesn't it?
No, it happens a lot, but often it's not really fake news, because people don't know how stocks will do. They make educated guesses. Maybe it will work well, maybe it will not. So everybody comes, does their analysis, and reach their conclusion on whether or not it will work. But what has affected stocks and shares over the ages? Sometimes people fake the information. For example, what are the fundamental strengths of the company? Is it strong? Is it weak? Now, if the information you give out for a company is that it's very strong, while in reality it's getting bankrupt, then you'll get a lot of people to buy those shares. And eventually somebody will discover it wasn't true what you are told, and then they will lose their money because the shares would fall. So that's the type of things that is considered illegal in the sale and purchase of shares, and it is actually a criminal offense to falsify your basic data to try to get people to buy your stocks and shares.
So the old saying that if you want to hide something from a black man, put it in a book, it's still working in some
It works sometimes.
Not on this show, because our people are there, and I'm sure they are listening, they are watching, they are reading, all about fake news to make sure they don't fall into that excuse or that problem. Thank you very much, Professor Jibrin Ibrahim. He's the senior fellow for CDD, Center for Democracy and Development. Thank you for coming on the show. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this break.
I saw a 5-year-old boy that has hypertension and stroke due to the fact that he forgot to do his assignment. I'm sure some people don't think before spreading rumors or fake news, because thinking for them is like hibernation mood. Don't you know misinforming people has a very, very great negative effect? Please don't be an economic waste. Don't be that person that forgot to pay his or her brain bills. Don't use your mouth that is shapeless like a concave polygon to spread fake news up and down. Verify from reliable sources before you say anything. Be double sure. Don't be that person with a brain that is on vacation. Say no to misinformation, rumors, and stop spreading fake news.
Yes, that was the senior fellow at CDD West Africa Center for Democracy and Development in the person of Professor Jibo Ibrahim. He's a political scientist and he's a business expert as well. And he just spoke to us about fake news and business. Watch what you say, watch what you peddle. That information you're about to spread, check yourself. Ask yourself, na fake news, na true. We have some reports for you now on particular fake news where we say CDD West Africa don't bust. It go shock you. Check out this first report.
CDD Fact Check Report. Fake News Alert.
Does smoking marijuana prevent coronavirus? The claim that marijuana is preventing Jamaicans from having coronavirus is false. Jamaica has 16 cases of coronavirus as at March 20, 2020. Also, there is no evidence that smoking prevents coronavirus. Rather than prevent the virus, health experts believe smokers are at higher risk of getting viruses and have worse outcomes.
That's not the only one, no. CDD West Africa has been busting news, not be today. We have another report for you. Check out this one too and find out for yourself. You know the process, how they found it, and why it is fake. Check it out.
Can steam from boiled uda, uziza, lime cure coronavirus? They claim that a combination of boiled uda, uziza, lime and ginger can cure coronavirus has not been scientifically proven. The World Health Organization and NCDC have advised against self-medication, whether through the use of drugs or herbs, as such use may compound a patient's medical history or lead to a life-threatening condition and even death.
Yes, it's Fake News Show. I'm Frank Donga. It's been an exciting episode. Thank you for sticking with us. On this episode of Fake News Show, we try to explore how businesses are affected by fake news or disinformation. We've tried to explore how businesses are not supposed to use misinformation for their consumers or their clients. Because when you inform, you can deform someone. You can get somebody in trouble. You can hurt someone by your fake news. Before you spread that information, ask yourself, is it true? Is it right? Is that information you are spreading or the one you're about to spread, is it accurate? Is it correct? This program has been the initiative of CDD West Africa with the support of USAID and NID. On behalf of all the producers and the crew, the entire team, we want to thank you very much. I'm Frank Donga saying, catch us again next time for another wonderful episode of Fake News Show.
Fake News Show is an initiative of Center for Democracy and Development with support from USAID through the National Democratic Institute.